It's week 16 of the NFL season, and here at DFSG Plus, we try to give you a little bit of extra entertainment and some additional fun to have while you watch football on Sunday. And here on this show, we cover touchdown props. So I'll give out a handful of guys who I feel have a good chance to find pay dirt this week, see if we can add a little extra coin to your pocket this week. So hold tight, we'll drop that intro and get right into our plays. Welcome back to the DFSG Plus YouTube channel. On this show, I'm your host, Axton Harding, and this is the Touchdown Prop Show, where I essentially lay out a handful of plays that I'll be placing a little bit of money on for any given week of the NFL season. And I lay out the research that I've done, and if anything speaks to you, feel free to tail. Otherwise, it's more or less for pure entertainment. So again, whenever it comes to betting, set a limit and stick to it. Bet responsibly. Don't be putting any bill money on any certain prop bets. But we like to add a little bit of fun. So without delaying any further, let's jump right into our plays for this week. We've got 4 plays. Up first, we've got Tyler Warren with an anytime touchdown at plus 240. He plays at home against the San Francisco 49ers this week. San Francisco defense is like Swiss cheese. They've allowed the third most touchdowns to the tight end position so far this season. 9 touchdowns allowed to the tight end position and 2 allowed in the last 4 games. Warren has seen the most red zone targets of anybody on his team with 18 targets. The next most on this team is Josh Downs with 14 targets inside the red zone. So he's got pretty handily 4 more targets inside the 20 than anybody else on this team. So we're looking pretty good there. And Tyler Warren has also caught 10 of these 18 targets and taken 4 to the house. So he's seen a handful of rushing attempts as well in close and scored on one of those. So in multiple ways, they're able to get him the ball and find him some opportunity to punch it in. Phillip Rivers is just in his second game in 5 years, so it could be likely that he'll want to lean on his players who are running routes closer to the line of scrimmage, which would be Tyler Warren in this matchup. And again, that coupled with the fact that he's already seeing the most attention inside the 20 just kind of bodes well for an opportunistic matchup against the San Francisco 49ers this week. So Tyler Warren finds himself in a nice spot in week 16 to find pay dirt. Now let's chat a little bit about Ladd McConkey and his anytime touchdown price coming in at plus 135 at the Dallas Cowboys this week. Dallas Cowboys are easily the most generous defense in allowing touchdowns to the wide receiver position so far this season. 24 touchdowns allowed to wide receivers and well over 1 per game as far as the averages go up to this point. They've also allowed the second most over the last 4 weeks as well, so it bodes well for recent trends. Then you want to add the fact that Deron Bland is also out as the Dallas slot corner, so McConkey often plays from the slot. This just lends well to an easier matchup for Ladd McConkey. Ladd has also seen the second most red zone targets on this team with 13 targets, scored on 4 of his 7 catches from those 13 targets. Herbert hasn't passed much since having left-hand surgery, but the Chargers will kind of have to pass a decent amount to keep up with this high-flying Dallas offense, who's often among the league leaders in points scored per game. So, looks like Herbert's not going to be able to completely lean on the run unless they have confidence their defense is going to be able to contain Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott. I got a feeling that they're going to have to pass the ball a little bit more, and Ladd McConkey's going to be taking those crossers right in the middle of the field. Perhaps there's some opportunity for a big play touchdown. Ladd McConkey is no stranger to those, so I like that price. Plus 135 for Ladd McConkey to score against the Dallas Cowboys. Now let's talk Audric Estime and his anytime touchdown price coming in at plus 145. He plays at home this week against the New York Jets. And the New York Jets have allowed more touchdowns to the running back position than any other team in the NFL so far this season. 23 touchdowns allowed, 15 on the ground, and 8 receiving touchdowns. This even tracks for recent trends where the New York Jets are still allowing the most touchdowns to running backs over the last month. A whopping 11 touchdowns allowed in just 4 weeks, nearly allowing 3 running back touchdowns per game over the last 4 weeks. So we're looking really good for opportunities for Estime, and considering the fact that he hasn't had much experience, the touchdown price is pretty nice here. Estime is essentially one of the last men standing in this New Orleans backfield. He's a big-bodied bruiser who's likely to be the goal line back for this team. New Orleans has been respectable under Tyler Shuck at quarterback, so that means that they're regularly able to get into scoring position. We don't have any stats for Estime at this point, but his large stature lends well to the bruiser role on this offense when they get into scoring position. So they get in close. Audric Estime ought to be the one who gets the shot to break the plane and find pay dirt. Love that price at plus 145. All right, now to round out the show, we've got DK Metcalf with an anytime touchdown price at plus 160. He plays at the Detroit Lions this week. DK enters week 16 with 5 more red zone targets than anyone else on the team. He's got 8 of his 13 targets and taken 3 to the house. He's even rushed 1 in this season. So we've got a couple of different areas where he can possibly find pay dirt. Playing a very hampered Detroit secondary that's got almost no original starters playing at this point in the season. Over the last 4 weeks, Detroit has given up 7 touchdowns to the wide receiver position, which is tied for second most in the NFL in that time. And they've also given up a league most 978 receiving yards to the wide receiver position as well in the last month. So there should be plenty of opportunity available this week for Metcalf to find pay dirt. He's been one of Aaron Rodgers' big play guys. I anticipate he'll be looking to him often when they get in scoring position. So I like DK Metcalf, anytime touchdown at plus 160 against the Detroit Lions. So that's going to do it for our plays. We'll round it out one more time before we sign off. We've got Tyler Warren with an anytime touchdown price at plus 245, Ladd McConkey at plus 135, Audric Estime to score at plus 150. And then to round it out, we've got DK Metcalf with an anytime touchdown price at plus 160 playing the Detroit Lions this week. So that's going to do it for week 16 touchdown props, everybody. Good luck out there this week. Again, set a limit, stick to it, be responsible when it comes to sports betting. Don't let it get, I know it's a slippery slope. It's easy to get kind of sucked in, but again, set that limit, stick to it. Don't chase those losses, but just try to have fun with it. And hopefully we can come out with a little extra coin in our pockets at the end of this week. So good luck, everybody. And we'll see you back next week for week 17 touchdowns.